remembering remembering a few years ago, well, not few, it was more, probably like several years ago, maybe 8 years ago. I remember I remember a lady, some somewhere in her 60s, and she made a comment that stuck to, at least to my mind, which I saw very inappropriate. There were a few other ladies there. I was at a distance, not too far, maybe like 6 feet away. But I remember how she was talking about her husband, and obviously her husband was not there. Her husband is blind, completely blind. You basically have to guide him. He has to usually place his hand on his wife's shoulder or a friend's shoulder, and that person will guide him. You know, I mean, I've done it a few times. When we do activities together as a group of friends, buddies, etc. But here's what really bothered me on her comment. This is going to be a brief video because her comment was brief, but I think the impact was a little harsh. At least to me, it was. Because I did not expect that from any human being, technically. But I don't know, for the longest time, I always thought women were more sympathetic or had more empathy than men themselves. But lately, I've been noticing that's not true at all. In any case, basically what she said was that she hoped her husband, would basically just pass away because she felt she was taking care of too much of him. She was feeling a bit burdened, by taking care of the guy. And I understand that, sometimes taking care of others is hurt, is work. It's maybe at times hard work. But you still don't desire somebody's demise. You still don't desire for them to pass away. Especially when all those years that he was healthy, he worked, and he worked very hard to achieve many things that benefited her a lot, not just him. Thanks to his hard work, when he had his site, they bought a house, they built a family together, and right now she lives basically rent-free or mortgage-free. She can retire. I mean, I think she's probably retired by now because that was several years ago, and again, she was pretty much in her 60s. When I mean 60s, maybe late 50s, early 60s. So, but again, I still remember that. I'm still a bit disgusted by such a comment. And again, in today's atmosphere, in today's age, in today's stupidity, I think that's the best word to describe all the garbage that Western society has adopted. But I'm pretty sure that if a man has said that about his wife, that he wishes, if he's taking care of her and he wishes she would just meet her maker, that's a phrase most people use. Whether you believe in God or not, or believe in going to heaven or not. But you get the point, if any man would say the same thing, I wish she was already gone, I wish she would just pass away so I can not deal with her anymore. That would sound horrible, wouldn't it? It would sound worse actually coming from a man, because nowadays that's what society has been brainwashed to believe, that when a man does something, it's is measured at a worse level than a woman doing the exact same thing or saying the exact same thing. Which again is it's part of the garbage of today's society, which I don't like at all. So for that blind guy, I don't want to mention his name. He's a pretty nice guy. I actually saw him like a month ago or so. He's never seen me actually, because when I met him, I think I'd met him like maybe like 10 years ago. He already lost his sight. But it's weird how I see him, he can't see me. He only has to imagine how everybody else looks like, especially people he just met. But the point again is, I'm just sadly surprised that a woman would actually say that about her husband that took care of her all those years, and now she has to take care of him, but he's a problem now. He's a burden now. And guys, when you listen to this, obviously this does not apply to all women, but just become aware that unfortunately, women are not what we are brought up to believe. Women are not as nice as we were all brainwashed to believe, as TV and movies and even our parents, especially mom, might tell us or teach us how, to treat women and how women are versus men, or how boys are versus girls. In the end, I think it's more of a lie than anything else. I don't know if you guys heard those. There's a rooster in the distance. I mean, it is almost 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, the point is, again, it's just sad. It's sad that Western society has come to this. We don't seem to have real, authentic, natural love or empathy. And I know we use those words a lot, but we don't really practice it, almost any. We promote a lot of humanity, we promote a lot of equality and a lot of inclusivity and a lot of emotional intelligence and all that I've mentioned before. There's no natural love anymore, really. There's more like bitterness and I don't know, just the Bible had a verse I can't recall right now. It mentioned that in the time of the end, love will kind of like freeze over a bit. And I think that's very, very true. I think it's very true. I mean, it's 2026, and I think it's been like that for a while. It's not something new. It's been like that for decades. Whether you believe in God or not, or the Bible or not, but reality is reality. Bible aside. Yes, society today has grown colder. And for people to be speaking that way, whether about husband or wife, or even children, which again, that's where abortion kicks in, we don't seem to care for others anymore. We don't seem to take into account other people's needs and other people's situations. But hey, it is what it is. I think things are going to get worse with the passage of time. It rarely tends to get better. But yeah, once again, for that blind buddy of mine, I don't know if you know that, but basically your wife kind of hates you, and you're a burden to her. And it's sad, guys. And this is for all the guys out there. We are probably all in the same boat one way or another. I'm not saying all women are the same, but it's becoming more and more commonplace for these attitudes from females towards men. And society is empowering such mentality. Oh well, that's just something that popped into my head. You know, again, it's almost 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm not having. I can't fall asleep, but my 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 mind wanders off, and this memory came to me. Oh well. Till next time. Take care.